What is your favorite memory?
Oh my God.
That's a crazy question.
You've asked me this before and I couldn't figure it out.
Memory?
Can I say a good memory?
Oh my God, I don't remember anything.
God, so many.
There's many favorite memories.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
Oh God.
Oh.
That's such a hard question.
Oh no. Let's try to remember though. What comes to mind is my wedding, which is ironic because I think that's such a cheesy answer normally. And I dislike most of the weddings that I go to. But my wedding was really special and touching. We had like all of our friends, like friends baked the cake, friends did the flowers, friends sang the music that we walked down the aisle to. It was just very, very personal and intimate. It was all our favorite people in one place. And we rented out a bar, so it was like having this like awesome party.
Yeah.
So that is a really fond memory. Yeah. And obviously having my daughter. Seeing my daughter for the first time, I was like, whoa, yeah, that's our little piece of work.
I think my favorite memory is the day I adopted my dog. Because it's really vivid for me, and it was just, I think, just the happiest day of my life because she's like a family member to me. And it was just like everyone in my family was just so happy that day, and it was just like the perfect day. And she was really excited. I don't know.
Yes.
She actually made me a lot more confident. I know it's like, how do those things connect? But I feel like being around her and like her energy is like contagious. She's very social, and it kind of rubbed off on me, I think. And I think she made me a better person.
I remember I went to Disney when I was 4 with my parents. And I was 4 years old, and I really loved it. Like, I had this amazing time and everything. But about 10 years after I went, so like I was like 14, 15, maybe I was a little bit older, but I know I was in high school. My parents told me a bunch about how when I was younger, we were like poor. Like, we truly didn't have like any money. And when we went on this trip, like they knew that it was gonna mean a lot to me, and it was like cheaper to go then. And it was like the first vacation we had ever taken. But I have like all these distinct memories of going, and like I loved it, and everything was great. But then for my parents to tell me later that like it was this super rinky-dink trip, like we only ate like a meal a day because it was super cheap and everything like that, like it just sort of changed my entire perspective on the memory in a different way. And so it's like I think of it as a happy memory and like what I was doing, but I also think of it in a way of like it sort of reminds me of, or it makes me think about the things my parents were doing behind the scenes while I was little and how they were like protecting me from certain things and not. So I think about that a lot, just in the way, like it makes me think about my upbringing a lot and just my relationship with my parents.
I was in a drive-through line sometime in high school, earlier high school, and we had just boxed my friend's car, and I was playing the Smiths, and I pulled up to order my food, and there was a girl taking the orders, standing out. I was playing the song Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others, and as I rolled down the window, the lyrics, some girls are bigger than I pulled out, and the girl looked at me and my friend like we had just like done something horrible to her, and we kind of did, and we just didn't say anything. We just like stopped and looked at each other, and then we like tried not to laugh when we were ordering our food, and yeah, I like just burst out laughing midway through my order. Yeah, and then I scraped his car making the turn because I was geeking. So yeah, that's a good memory.
Hold on.
Wait, hold up. I can't sound like a cornball. In high school, when I started hanging out with my new friend group, and it was like the first time I ever actually collectively was like welcomed into the group. Well, I was always kind of like friends with all of them, but I never like did anything as like a group, and I'm scared. Yeah, one day we all went to my friend's apartment, and we were just kind of like getting deep in conversation. I was pretty socially anxious at the time, so I was like, I would like being able to like actually converse with everyone at once was like really, I don't know, it just felt good.
The most recent one would be just moving here, because it was such a huge life change for me, and I have so many core memories just from the first months of being here, because it's such like a brain chemistry altering thing to just move to the other side of the world where you know absolutely nobody. A lot of things like meeting new people, trying new foods, and just, I can't really explain it, but just smells and sounds and just, yeah, being in a different climate too, because Eastern Europe is completely different from Georgia, and yeah, that's not like a specific memory, but I will remember that feeling forever.
There's so many.
My sister was visiting me this weekend, and she lives in Phoenix, and she's been taking salsa dance lessons for probably 2 years now. She loves it. It's so fun seeing her like in her element, and she was determined to find salsa lessons here in Savannah, which I had no clue. I was like, I don't know if there's really a scene here or where we would go, but we found a place. It was in Pooler, and so we went and we took a salsa and a bachata dance lesson together, and then it like turned into a social, and so all night we danced, and it was so fun, especially because like I started SCAD in winter quarter in January, and it's just been, I've been really like go between work and classes, and my schedule has been like, I have not had really any room for my personal hobbies and just fun things, so it really got me out of that like deadline headspace, and it was just really fun.
When I was a kid, I had this climbing tree behind my house, and it was a pine, and it was massive, and it was right behind our backyard, so I'd go through the gate of my backyard and walk out to it, and I'd always climb to the top. And I would go up there by myself, and Carrie's over there. I'd go up there by myself, and I'd usually bring like a satchel full of like things to do. Like I had a little notebook, and I'd usually bring the book I was reading at the time, and I'd just sit up there for like hours and just write and read and just hang out until like my mom or sister came and yelled at me to come down for dinner. And I think that's probably one of my favorite memories.
Me, my brother, my sister, and I guess that's me. But we went to, this was last year, we went to an artificial like beach in Chicago. We were just biking around, but then You know, this was in like Northwestern University, and then this is where my brother goes. And when we biked around, we stopped by the beach, and my sister was like, "Yeah, you want to just jump in, and, like try out the water?" And we went, took our shoes off, and went by the water, and we played a little bit of water. It's like, it is freezing cold. This is like, it was the summer, but it must have been, I don't know. It was really, really cold. I didn't even stand that long, but in the water, but you just played around for a little bit. And then, of course, my sister said, like, this is core memory. And then, you know, when someone says that, it's like you register it. Yeah, okay. It's there now.
When I came home from winter break, or from the fall quarter, and saw Layla for the first time after not seeing her for a full quarter, and she was just very happy to see me because I love that child a lot. It's my niece, and she makes me very happy, and I like seeing her happy, so when she was happy to see me, it made me very happy. Happy.
I don't even remember it that well, but I was friends with this girl named Jamie, and it was high school, and I was like sleeping over at her house, and I remember that it was her dad's house, and she had divorced parents, and we'd always go to her dad's house, and it had brick on the house, and I had pink acrylic press-on nails. Oh, they weren't acrylic, they were plastic press-on nails. And they were like a pretty pink color that was kind of like jelly and had sparkles on it, and she was putting them on me, and I was wearing like an ugly outfit that I thought was cool at the time. And it was like this ugly velvet pink skirt and like a crop top shirt with like a crop top fishnet over it, like a crop top fishnet shirt. And I had kind of like edgy hair, and it started raining, and we went outside in the rain, and I got all wet, and I was rolling on the ground. And then later in the night, we like walked all along her street, and we found a cicada on the fence, and we took a picture of my nails next to the cicada, and it looked really pretty, and it made my screensaver. And also that night, I might be combining nights together, I don't know, but there was like this guy named Noah Phil that was like, I don't know, he lived like right down the street, and we were just trying to hang out with him. And so we were like, but we weren't allowed to leave the house, I guess, her dad said. So we just like snuck out the window and like walked to his house and was like outside his house, like, let us in. But like, he like was like, what the hell? I don't even know what's going on. He didn't know what was going on, but like I think eventually he came out. And I think other friends came, like Sunny and Jake. Yeah, and I just really like that. Jamie was my best friend. But not anymore, unfortunately. Well, I guess not that unfortunate, because she's kind of crazy.
The first thing that comes to mind is a few years ago, I was not going through a very good time, and my mom and I and my dog, we went to the beach for the 4th of July because I was off work, and I don't know, it was just really nice because I love my mom, so.
When I was getting married, and we were leaving, and I went over to hug my mom because she was like sitting behind someone else, and when I leaned over, she had her hand wrapped around all my curls out of my hair. So I was devastated at the time, but now, because it's like, you know, something that from could have been faster, but it just ended up being fine.
When I was 16 or 17, shit, can't remember. But yeah, no, I was 16. I was at my cousin's house for the summer, and we were swimming, and my mom had just left, maybe 30 minutes ago. She was gonna go hang out with her friends. They were gonna party or whatever. And I was thinking, that entire day, I kept telling my mom, I was like, something feels strange, something feels off, right? And I had no idea what it was. But me and my cousins were swimming, and there were not a lot of people at the pool, but there were a good bit of people. But the sun was starting to set, so I wanted to get my little cousin in the house. So to get him to get back to the area where we were, because I was trying to teach him how to swim, I was like, we can race to the other end of the pool, right? Because I thought it'd be funny. So we start swimming, and just for a little precursor, I have a heart murmur because I'm missing a part of one of my heart valves. As we start swimming, right before I get to the other end of the pool, I feel a thump in my chest, and I black out underwater.
Oh my God.
And your brain immediately wakes you up when you're not getting any oxygen. Mm-hmm. So I pass out and then immediately wake up. And the second I do, I inhale a whole bunch of water.
Oh my God.
And so I start drowning, obviously. I pull myself out of the pool, but it's too late because the water's already in your lungs. And once water gets in your lungs, you start doing this thing where you just inhale over and over and over again because your body's trying to get air, but you can't, obviously, because there's water in your lungs. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, and I'm, gasping over and over for air, and I can't breathe. And I'm like, damn, shit, this is a really embarrassing way to die. Fuck. And then suddenly I can breathe again, and I'm fine. After a minute, I don't know. My cousin told me it was a minute. It felt like a really long time, but she said it was only a minute. And I sit there, and I'm like, holy shit. All the people at the pool are kind of crowded around me. Everybody's looking at me. And then me and my cousin immediately bust out laughing. Because she was like, you should have seen the look on your face when you were gasping for air. You were like, and so we just spent the entire next 3 days just laughing about me almost drowning.
Oh my God.
Thought it was really funny, yeah.